"I'm no hero, father." 48, caught up in Christchurch mosque massacre reveals. A heroic father chased accused Christchurch terrorist Brenton Tarrant away from a mosque and smashed his car window, bringing an end to the gunman's killing spree. Abdul Aziz, 48, is being hailed a hero for preventing more deaths at the Linwood mosque after scaring the alleged killer into his car. But Aziz, whose 4 sons remained in the mosque while he faced off Tarrant, said he thinks it is what anyone would have done. At least 49 people were killed after Tarrant allegedly attacked 2 mosques in the deadliest mass shooting in New Zealand's modern history. The Australian is believed to have killed 41 people at the Al-Nur Mosque before driving about 3 miles across town to attack the Linwood Mosque, where 7 people were killed and 1 later died in hospital. White supremacist Tarrant, 28, has been charged with 1 count of murder in the slayings, and a judge said it was reasonable to assume more charges would follow. Aziz said he ran outside screaming in a bid to distract the attacker. He said the gunman ran back to his car to get another gun, so he threw the credit card machine at him. He said he could hear his 2 youngest sons, 11 and 5, urging him to come back inside. The gunman returned firing, but Aziz said he ran past parked cars which prevented the gunman from shooting him. Aziz spotted a gun the attacker had dropped and picked it up. He pointed it and squeezed the trigger, but it was empty. He said the gunman ran back to the car for a second time to grab another weapon. He gets into his car and "I just got a gun and threw it on his window like an arrow and blasted his window," he said. The windshield shattered, that's why he got scared. He said the gunman was cursing at him, yelling that he was going to kill them all. But he drove away, and Aziz said he chased the car down the street to a red light before it made a U-turn and sped away. Online videos indicate police officers managed to force the car from the road and drag out the suspect soon after. Aziz, originally from Kabul, Afghanistan, said he left as a refugee when he was a boy and lived for more than 25 years in Australia before moving to New Zealand a couple of years ago. "I've been to a lot of countries and this is one of the beautiful ones," he said. He added that he always thought it was a peaceful one. Aziz said he didn't feel fear or much of anything when facing the gunman. He said it was like he was on autopilot, and he believes that Allah did not think it was his time to die. Ataf Alabi, the Linwood Mosque's acting imam, said the death toll would have been far higher at the Linwood Mosque if it wasn't for Aziz. Alabi said he heard a voice outside the mosque at about 1:55 p.m. and stopped the prayer he was leading and looked out the window. He saw a man in black military-style gear and a helmet holding a large gun and assumed it was a police officer. But he saw 2 bodies and heard the gunman yelling obscenities. "I realize this is something else. This is a killer," he said. He yelled at the congregation of more than 80 people to get down, but they hesitated and a shot was fired. It caused the window to shatter and a body fell, and people began to realize it was an attack. Alabi said, "Then this brother came over. He, Aziz, went after him, and he managed to overpower him, and that's how we were saved." Otherwise, if he managed to come into the mosque, then we would all probably be gone. It comes after another hero emerged yesterday. Naeem Rashid died after trying to wrestle a gun from the shooter. It was later revealed his son was also a victim of the terror attack. Mr. Rashid tried to overpower the gunman during the mass shooting at Masjid Al-Nur Mosque in Christchurch on Friday afternoon. The hero was left badly wounded after he launched himself at the shooter in a bid to protect fellow worshippers. He was rushed to hospital following the attack, but died late Friday night. Mr. Rashid was from Abbottabad, a city in Pakistan, where he worked with a private bank before he moved to Christchurch to work as a teacher. Mr. Rashid's 21-year-old son, Talha, also lost his life during the mass shooting. Dr. Khurshid Alim confirmed to Airy News that his brother Mr. Rashid and nephew Talha had been killed in the attack. Pakistan's High Commission in Wellington earlier confirmed that 4 Pakistani men were wounded and 5 others missing. A survivor also told how another man tackled the gunman and stole one of his weapons. Meanwhile, witness Said Mazharuddin said he also saw a second hero, believed to be Mr. Aziz, at the Linwood Masjid Mosque, the second to be attacked. Mr. Mazharuddin said he saw the shooter wearing protective gear and firing wildly before a young man attempted to tackle the gunman. He saw an opportunity and pounced and took his gun, he told the NC Herald. The young hero took the gun out of the shooter's hands and attempted to defend people in the mosque but couldn't figure out how to use the weapon, he said. The hero tried to chase and he couldn't find the trigger and the gun. He ran behind him but there were people waiting for him in the car and he fled, Mr. Mazharuddin added. Mr. Mazharuddin said he tried to take cover when he noticed the gunmen come in through the main entrance door where 60 to 70 people were praying. He said the gunman then opened fire on elderly people who were praying inside the mosque and he witnessed one of his friends die in the brazen attack after they were shot in the chest and head. On Saturday, Australian-born Brenton Tarrant, 28, faced Christchurch District Court charged with 1 count of murder. He smirked in the dock and then made a white power gesture with his hand. Police Commissioner Mike Bushy confirmed on Twitter that the death toll stands at 49, with 42 injured. Brenton allegedly stormed the Al-Nur Mosque in Christchurch on the country's South Island during Friday prayers about 1:30 p.m., opening fire with a semi-automatic shotgun and a rifle on about 100 defenseless worshippers. The attack was broadcast in horrifying, live video. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern later confirmed in a press conference 5 firearms were used in the attack. It followed the publication of a 73-page manifesto in which Tarrant laid out his racist, anti-immigrant views. It is clear that this can now only be described as a terrorist attack, Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern said, noting that many of the victims could be migrants or refugees. She pronounced it one of New Zealand's darkest days. The attack shocked people across the nation of 5 million people, a country that has relatively loose gun laws but is so peaceful even police officers rarely carry firearms. Timeline of terror, how the Christchurch shootings unfolded. Friday, March 15, 1:30 p.m. local time, 12:30 GMT, gunman identifying himself as Brenton Tarrant live streams mass shooting inside the Al Noor Mosque as Friday prayers are underway. The Bangladesh cricket team are on their way to the mosque at the time. Another shooting takes place at mosque in Linwood, 5 miles to the east. 1:40 p.m, police respond to reports of shots fired in central Christchurch. People are urged to stay indoors and report any suspicious behavior. Shortly afterwards, all schools in the city are placed into lockdown. 10 p.m, police confirm they are attending an evolving situation involving an active shooter. 30 p.m, 2 explosive devices attached to a car are found and disarmed by a bomb squad at Strickland Street, not far from the Al Noor Mosque. 4 p.m, 1 person confirmed to be in custody. New Zealand Police Commissioner Mike Bush says there have been multiple fatalities at 2 locations, both mosques. Mosques across New Zealand urged to shut their doors. 10 p.m, Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern calls it one of New Zealand's darkest days. 5:30 p.m, Mr. Bush says 3 men and 1 woman are in custody. Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison confirms one of those arrested is Australian. 30 p.m, Ms. Ardern says 40 are dead and more than 20 are seriously injured but confirms the offender is in custody. National security threat level is lifted from low to high. 7:45 p.m, Britomar train station in central Auckland is evacuated after bags are found unattended. The bags were deemed not suspicious. 9 p.m, death toll rises to 49 and Police Commissioner Bush reveals a man in his late 20s has been charged with murder. Police are not looking for any named or identified suspects, he says, but adds that it would be wrong to assume that there is no one else. 50 p.m, investigation extends 240 miles to the south where homes are evacuated around a location of interest in Dunedin.